What's up, y'all? This is Henny. And listen, today I want to tell you about one of the best audio interfaces that you can get for your iOS device, specifically that iPad Pro that you rocking because you watching. No, I'm talking about this. This is the APOGEE Symphony desktop, and this is arguably the best audio interface money can buy for your iPad Pro. Want to find out why? Stick with me. Let's go!
The business.
All right, so when I first saw APOGEE release the Symphony desktop a few months ago, I was wondering, wow, I hope that thing is available for iOS devices, something like the iPad Pro or the iPad Air. And lo and behold, given the fact that it has a USB Type-C direct input, I can plug this into my iPad and have a truly immersive sound experience when it comes to, this legacy Symphony sound. Let's talk about it. Now, of course, APOGEE has had their Symphony line for quite some time. And, it's been in a rack mount and it hasn't necessarily been in this type of form factor. But given the fact that APOGEE's Symphony line is going to give you flagship sound quality, it's going to give you, that great hardware DSP that you're looking for, I was wondering, would this be too much for something like, the iOS devices? Is it going to be worth all you need it to do for, using it not in a desktop experience, maybe in more of a mobile experience? So I had to explore it. I contacted APOGEE, said, hey, I need y'all to send me over one of those so I can test it out. And I've been testing this for about the last 5-6 weeks, right before Christmas. And I put it through its paces as much as I possibly could, given the fact that we're still quarantined here in Atlanta. Yeah, this thing really lives up to its name. Let's talk about the ins and outs of this APOGEE Symphony desktop. So of course you can see it has a screen, but it's of course a touch screen, very similar to what you would get on, any type of smartphone, tablet type experience, right? You can mute things, you can adjust settings from, your different headphone inputs, your different outputs, your different inputs, right? But the magic in the APOGEE Symphony, this desktop version, is the fact that it has built-in preamp emulations, kind of similar to what you see with UAD's Apollo and that line. And so when I saw this, and I was like, oh, wow, you can really get some beefy, warm-sounding preamps coming directly in from your mic or from your guitar, bass, anything that you're going to plug in these IOs. I really wanted to take it through its paces. So it comes with 3 different preamps. It has the standard, right, MP preamp. It has the AP66, which is a British solid-state Class A, sound preamp. And then it has the AP57, which is almost like an American Tube Lush 50s tone. And I was trying out all 3, and man, on top of that, it actually also comes with APOGEE's built-in channel strip, which you can, customize and get your basic EQ compression already set and ready to go. And if you have, what you need to record directly, say you're in, doing vocals, or you want to load up your bass to a specific tone, or, maybe you're doing a podcast through this and you want to load, a direct specific EQ for your voice, and it will record all of that as you're, recording your stuff. Of course, you can do everything dry and not use any of these preamps, but that's not why you're investing in a Symphony 4. Of course, I was just using it for vocals at the moment, given the fact that, hey, I'm only here doing what I got to do. But I plugged in my Shure SM7B, and I did some audio samples, with their different preamps. And let me show you how that went. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is a test off the APOGEE Symphony. We have it on the preamp AP66 with a custom ECS channel strip printed directly on using the Shure SM7B, and it sounds pretty crazy. All right, test 1, 2, let's go. All right, this is a test using the APOGEE Symphony with the preamp SDMP, no channel strip, straight from the Shure SM7B. And this is the test using the AP57 preamp, no ECS channel strip, printed using the Shure SM7B. What's incredible is the fact that you don't need any extra hardware to be able to use these preamps, adjust them, do whatever you need to do. It's built right into the Symphony desktop. I mean, let's be honest, you're paying for APOGEE Symphony preamps and that sound, that crystal clear sound that you get from these high-end Symphony products. Let me show you the back and show you exactly what type of inputs and outputs you get from the APOGEE Symphony. So you can see the Symphony comes with 2 inputs, right, where you can plug in a mic or some type of guitar, bass, or something like that. Even the line inputs. You got 2 audio outs, left and right channels for your speaker, as well as 2 headphone amps, right? You got the 3.5 jack in the back, and you also have in the front, which I'll show you, you have a headphone jack and a high Z input for your guitar or bass. It also comes with a USB host, USB stick where you can plug in and update the system, as well as 2 optical inputs, the USB Type-C to plug in directly to your computer or your iPad, and the DC power plug to power it all up. And in the front, you can see that headphone input and that high Z input for your guitar or bass. And of course, this knob adjusts the parameters for, you know, whatever thing you are, whatever button you're pushing up here. And it's just really immersive to have this full touch screen right there to be able to see everything that you're doing. The digital audio converters in the Symphony is incredible, right? The headphones, when I plugged in my Audio Technicas, or even when I plugged in something like my big Hi-Fi-Mans, man, it gave me such incredible sound based off of the digital analog converters, which, you know, is referred to as DACs. This thing, what can I say? Everything about this device really speaks super, super high quality. And I'll tell you that, you know, if you want to make a true investment into the best audio interface that you can get for something like an iPad and an iPad Air, it's basically it, you know. But it comes with a price, you know. This is the best audio interface you can buy for your iPad, hands down. I've tried a lot over the years, and this thing just is insane for the quality. But it's $1,500. Yeah, it's quite pricey for those of us who don't need that type of stellar quality, because this is studio grade quality that we're talking about here. This isn't, you know, your mobile take it everywhere, you know, with pretty good preamps and, you know, pretty good and a pretty good DAC. This is, you know, basically the best that you can buy. And, you know, when I tried it out and the limited experience that I could, given the fact that, you know, I'm not a guitar player, I'm not a bass player, I'm a keyboard player, I didn't necessarily need these inputs to be able to do what I do here at the house. But if I was at a studio or if I was jamming with other musicians, you know, this I know is going to give me that studio quality sound wherever I am. The fact that you can do so much from the touchscreen is really the game changer over a lot of other audio interfaces. Say, for instance, you want to use this with an M1 Mac, maybe your Mac Mini or M1 MacBook Air, or, you know, this thing works just as great. I plugged it into my M1 Mac Mini, and using this with Logic, you know, is incredible. But like I said, it all comes with that price point. And yeah, for those of you looking for the best of the best for audio interfaces for your desktop, for your iPad, for anything that you're trying to do studio grade, I can fully recommend the APOGEE Symphony desktop. This thing sounds awesome. But for those of you who are on a budget and don't need all the things that the APOGEE Symphony desktop can give you, let me show you a few other products that might be able to kind of, you know, lighten the load when it comes to that pocket. Say you're a guitar player or bass player and you just need one input to be able to play and jam with your iPad, your iPad Pro, your iPhone, or the like. And you still want that good quality, but you don't want to pay that price. Check out the Jam Plus from APOGEE, right? This is basically, you have one input, but you also have a headphone jack, and it can plug directly into your phones. It can plug directly into your iPad using the cords that's available. This is the Jam Plus from APOGEE, and it sounds extremely good for the price. And this was only $150, $160. the APOGEE Jam Plus. Or say you're a vocalist or a podcaster, somebody looking for the best audio quality for vocals in a very mobile scenario. This is the APOGEE Hype Mic. I did a whole review on it, and this thing is great. Works with your phones, works with your iPads, works with your Macs. And the quality out of this, with the fact that it also has built-in compressors and different ways that you can, dial in your sound, this thing is great for the price. Now, this Hype Mic will set you back about $350, but it's also an interface as well. It has a headphone jack built in, and it comes with a whole kit with the tripod, with the pop filter, all of that in a whole case. And this is a super, super great buy if you can afford this type of mic. But maybe you're more of a digital music producer and you don't need the mic and you don't need the input for a guitar or bass, and you just need to hear that awesome sound coming back from your iPad Air, or your Mac. This is the APOGEE Groove. And it's basically their top-of-the-line digital audio converter. It's going to give you stellar audio quality coming from your device into your headphones. Basically just plugs into your Mac or your iPad, and it has a headphone jack built in. You're going to have amazing digital to analog conversion coming from this APOGEE Groove. And this thing will set you back about $200. Regardless of the budget, if you need those high-end sounds, APOGEE pretty much got you covered. And I've been trusting their sounds for quite some time. Now, there are a few things about this that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and some things can be changed maybe via firmware update, and some things are just how they are. The first thing about the APOGEE Symphony desktop is the fact that, yes, it's made for the desktop. It isn't something that you would be moving around like a mobile audio interface where you could just take it anywhere with you. So for those of us who like to use our iPad Pros or iPad Airs around, move them around, be very mobile, this might not be the device for you even if you can afford it, given the fact that, you need to always have this plugged into the wall. And that's basically why they call it the Symphony desktop. It's not meant to be moved around a lot. The second thing is the fact that this USB host input is a USB type A. I was hoping you'd be able to plug something like a MIDI keyboard and be able to have it powered and run directly through this. Similar how they did their APOGEE Duet back in the day. And of course, I tried it with a couple of MIDI keyboards to pass through that information to my iPad, and it did not work. So if you're hoping that this could be an all-in-one solution where you just plug everything into this, that doesn't work as well. And the last thing is the fact that it does not power your iPad. I was hoping that maybe possibly, right, given the fact that it needs to be plugged into the wall at all times, that it could also charge your iPad as well if it was plugged in. But that's not capable in the way that it's set up now. But other than that, if those things don't bother you, this thing is awesome. Yes, I will be having to send this thing back in a few days. I did try this out. APOGEE sent it to me, and it's really, really awesome. Now, who do I recommend this for? I recommend this to the professional music producers, the professional singer-songwriter, those who are actually making a living from their art, from being a producer, songwriter, artist, and you want the best quality. You want the best digital to analog conversions, you want the best preamps, and you want that touchscreen experience coming from a device like this. This is a great investment, and the fact that it can be updated via software to give you more features from, the desktop experience, from the touchscreen experience, it's only going to get better with the APOGEE Symphony. And I know that there's some really great updates coming in the future. So there's not much more I can say besides the fact that this is the best audio interface money can buy for an iPad Pro, for an iPad Air. What else can I say besides the fact that you get what you pay for? If you got any questions about it, drop a comment in the comment section below, and let's talk about what's your favorite iOS audio interface. I got some more reviews of some different audio interfaces coming up really, really soon. There's so many great different audio interfaces out there right now in any given budget that you really can't go wrong to get good sound coming from these iPads and iPhones in 2021. Let's just keep it going, keep it flowing, and hopefully you'll find the right one for you. So if you got any more questions, got any more answers, like I said, drop a comment in the section below, and I'll get at y'all in the next one. Hope all is well. Hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy. Talk to you soon. Hit 'em out!